Erwin Schrodinger was born in Vienna, Austria on August 12, 1887 to Rudolf and Georgine Schrodinger. Growing up, Schrodinger's parents were religious, but Schrodinger never really believed in any of it and thought scientific work was much more important. He studied at the University of Vienna and left when his education was finished to serve as an artillery officer in the First World War. Throughout his life, Schrodinger added many contributions to the scientific community, mainly through his work with quantum mechanics. He is most commonly known for his equation describing the evolution of a wave over time. This equation arose out of a disagreement with Bohr's orbit theory. It was also said that he worked closely with Albert Einstein and had an interest in atomic physics as well. Schrodinger married Anne Marie Bertel in 1920 after his service in the military. He worked at various universities throughout the 1920s and was eventually invited to succeed Max Planck at the University of Berlin in 1927. He stayed there until 1933 when Hitler rose to power. Schrodinger despised Nazism and fled Germany. Shortly thereafter, him and his wife had their only child, Ruth Georgie Erica, in 1934. He eventually settled down in Ireland and stayed there for the majority of his life before moving to Vienna later in his life. He died on January 4, 1961, in Vienna of tuberculosis. Schrodinger was a highly decorated scientist and received many awards during his lifetime. These awards included the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1933, the Max Planck Medal in 1937, the Erwin Schrodinger Prize in 1956, and lastly the Austrian Decoration for Science and Art in 1957. Also, he had many books and papers covering a variety of topics published throughout the span of his life. He was a very well-known scientist and was very famous during his time and still is today.